This is Catholic Challenge Live on the Living Bread Radio Network. Teams will test their knowledge of the Catholic faith. Join us on this journey as we navigate our way from BC to AD and everything in between. Today's defenders of the faith will take up their shield and sword to compete for prize money for their organization. Are you ready for the challenge? And now here's your host, Michael Roberts.
Hello and welcome to another edition of Catholic Challenge Live. Today we are at Little Flower Parish in Canton, and we've got two teams of young men and women that are here. They are ready to compete and test their knowledge of the Catholic faith. They're also playing for their respective charities, and so all of the prize money today will go to those two charities. Before we begin our game, though, we want to find out how to play, and so reading the rules for us today is Rick Dunlap. He's going to come up and read those for us. Come on up, Rick.
In round one, each team will answer 5 questions. Correct answers are worth 10 points each. There is no penalty for incorrect answers. And if all 5 questions are answered correctly, you'll be given a bonus question worth 25 points.
All right, Rick, thank you. So our teams today are designated by the colors, of course, as always. Playing for Little Flower Tanzania on the yellow team, we've got Jacob Shanahan and Joseph Dewar. And playing for the blue team, and they are playing for the Guatemalan Mission Trip, we've got Kate and Hannah Blewas, a team of sisters. So I don't know that we've ever had that before. Probably have, I just don't remember. All right, guys, we've read the rules. We're ready to play. We'll begin with the yellow team, Little Flower Tanzania. Jacob Shanahan, you are the team captain. Here we go, guys. Round number 1 starts right now. Question number 1, a creed is a statement or profession of the beliefs essential to our faith. The creed we pray at Sunday Mass is called what?
The Nicene Creed.
I'll read the answers, but you were really excited to jump right in. Is it the Nicene Creed, the Roman Creed, or the Christian Creed? Go ahead.
Nicene Creed.
You got it. It was the Nicene Creed, absolutely. Question number 2, this priest was born in Belgium and became a missionary to the lepers in Hawaii. He was canonized in 2009 by Pope Benedict XVI. Are we talking about St. Rocco, St. Damien, or St. Hula?
St. Damien.
You got it, St. Damien. Question number 3, from Matthew chapter 25, Jesus said, "For I was hungry and you gave me food, I was thirsty and you gave me drink." What did Jesus ask us to do for the naked? Find a home, clothe them, or give them money?
Clothe them.
That is it. Question number 4, true or false? Sacred objects, such as a rosary or a medal, are known as sacramentals. True or false?
True.
It is true. Question number 5, from Luke chapter 15. What parable tells of a son that leaves home, loses all his money, but is still welcomed home by his father? The Good Samaritan, the prodigal son, or the loaves and fishes?
Prodigal son.
Correct, the prodigal son. All right, guys, that sound means you got all 5 of those right. Let's move on now to the bonus question. It's worth 25 points. Here we go. Jesus gave the Catholic Church how many sacraments? 10, 7, or 12?
7.
You got it, 7 sacraments, and that is a round 1 sweep. So congratulations to Jacob Shanahan and Joseph Dewar. You now have 75 points. Let's move over now to the team of sisters, Kate and Hannah Blewas. They are playing for the Guatemalan Mission Trip. Kate, you are the team captain. Here we go, ladies. Round number 1 starts right now. Question number 1, which of these is not a sacramental? The homily, a crucifix, or holy water?
The homily.
You got it, the homily. Question number 2. This saint was born in Pietrelcina, Italy. He had a vision of Jesus. He had the visible marks of the crucifixion called the stigmata. Are we talking about St. Anthony, St. Pio, or St. Benedict?
St. Padre Pio.
St. Padre Pio of Pietrelcina, very good. Question number 3, in what language was the New Testament originally written? English, Latin, or Greek?
Greek.
Correct. Question number 4, Sunday is known as the Lord's Day because it is the day of what? Resurrection, ascension, or transfiguration?
Resurrection?
Easter, absolutely, the resurrection. All right, here's question number 5, true or false? The Israelites put manna on their doorposts so that the angel of death would pass by them. True or false?
False.
You weren't going to get tricked by that question. No, they put blood, the blood of the lamb, on their doorposts. Very good. All right, that sound means you got all 5 of those right, ladies. Let's move on now to the bonus question worth 25 points. Here we go. The wise men found Jesus and his parents staying in what? A stable, a tree house, or an inn?
Stable?
You got it, and that is a round 1 sweep. So just like that, we now have a tied game, tied at 75. Kate and Hannah Blawas, very good. All right, let's move on now to round number 2. But before we do that, we are going to take a break, and we'll introduce you to our contestants. Stay with us. You're listening to Catholic Challenge Live right here on the Living Bread Radio Network.
Prize money for Catholic Challenge is provided in part by Ziegler Tire, serving the listening area for 97 years and counting, with name brand tires and auto service that you can trust. Find out more at ZieglerTire.com.
St. Raphael Books and Gifts is a proud financial sponsor of Catholic Challenge, the one-stop shop for defenders of the faith. Their resources are geared toward lifelong and new members of the faith. Online at catholicbook.net.
And welcome back to Catholic Challenge Live right here on the Living Bread Radio Network. We are live at Little Flower Parish in Canton again this week, and we are playing a great game. So far the score is tied at 75. Jacob Shanahan and Joseph Dewar are playing for Little Flower Tanzania, and Kate Blawas and Hannah Blawas are playing for the Guatemalan Mission Trip. It's a good game so far. Let's take a moment now and introduce you to our contestants. We'll begin with the yellow team. Jacob Shanahan, we'll start with you. You are the team captain. If you want to move the microphone over just a little bit closer to yourself. So tell us a little bit about yourself, if you would. I see that your favorite subject in school is history. Is there any particular part of history that you like to study more than anything else?
Not really.
No?
I just enjoy the reading part and then learning about things that have happened in the past.
Yeah.
I think it's very interesting.
No, I've been doing that a lot lately too, and it's interesting. You know, you think you learned something and then you go back over it again and you learn something else. There's a lot to history. I suppose that's why they call it history. Tell us what you like to do in your spare time.
I like playing soccer, building things. I play the violin.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
How long have you been doing that?
I've been playing it for 10 years since I was 4.
Great. So you're ready for the Canton Symphony. I'm sure they'll take you. All right. Jacob, thank you very much. We'll pass the microphone over to Joseph, your co-partner here. And Joseph, you are obviously very involved in 4-H, right? Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so I raise chickens, turkeys, goats, and bees for the Stark County Fair. This year, I'm hopefully raising a dairy beef feeder for the Stark County Fair.
Great. What about some of the past? Have you won anything, grand champion, or anything like that?
Yeah, I've won 3 grand champions for chickens and 1 grand champion for goats.
Cool. So I think you obviously know a thing or two about what you're doing. Other than that, your favorite sport is baseball. I love a good baseball game. Your favorite team is?
The Indians.
Good. I was hoping you would say that. I didn't know what I would say if you didn't say it, but I'm glad you said it nonetheless. What else do you like to do in your spare time?
I like reading, hunting, and fishing.
All right. Sounds like a lot of good things. And guys, you're playing for Little Flower Tanzania. A team last week played for Little Flower as well. It's the sister parish to this parish, Little Flower, over in Tanzania for the Diocese of Moshi. So it's a good thing that you guys are playing for that as well. All right, we'll go over now to the pair of sisters that are playing for the Guatemalan Mission Trip, Kate and Hannah Blawas. Kate, I'll begin with you. Okay, I should mention before we start this that the Blawas sisters are very much into music. So that's the thing that I took as I was looking through these notes. So Kate, keeping that in mind, tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm 17, and I've been playing the piano for 6 of those years.
Yeah.
Hence the musical thing I
Yes.
think you were referencing. I like to read in my free time, fiction, all classical fiction to modern fiction. So, yeah.
And what's interesting, going to the music, and Dan, our producer, will like this. It says here, alternative or classic rock, comma, romantic classical music. So I don't know how you go from one to the other, but why not?
I mean, yeah, they're both, in my opinion, beautiful. I like to listen to classic rock and the romantic.
You must have
classical.
a very interesting iPod.
Yeah, you could say that.
I can imagine that. All right, very good. And also theology is one of your favorite subjects. I like seeing that as well.
Yeah,
Good.
I find it very interesting. We
Good.
actually just came from a theology class before
Cool.
this. So.
Perfect. You were practicing for this.
Right.
Yeah, of course. All right, let's talk to your sister, Hannah Blewas. Hannah, by the way, both of these ladies are members of Queen of Heaven Parish in Green. Now, this was really interesting for me because, and also Jacob plays the violin. Maybe you guys I should have had you bring the violin. We could have had some sort of music here. But Hannah, you've been playing the violin for quite a while now, right?
Yes, I have been playing the violin the same amount of time as Kate has, and that was 6 years.
Great.
I play classical, but I also play Irish violin. Yeah.
Why Irish?
I love Irish music.
Okay.
And I have been to an Irish music camp, and I have a friend actually in the audience who has a mom who is an Irish dance teacher. So we have done collaborations.
Nice.
We actually had our first gig recently, probably 2 weeks ago, where she danced and sang and I played Irish violin. It was really fun.
What a combination, but why not? It sounds like a lot of fun. What else could you be doing in your spare time, really? All right, Hannah, Kate, very good. You guys are playing for the Guatemalan Mission Trip. Hannah, tell us briefly about that and why you're playing for it.
Yes, the Guatemalan Mission Trip is what our parish Queen of Heaven is doing, and it is where our parish is sending adults and teens down to Guatemala to build homes and help with farming. Help any way we can.
No, and then they could always use the help there in Guatemala. We know that for sure. So that's good. I'm glad you guys are playing for that. Very good. So Kate, Hannah, thank you very much for being with us here again today. All right, we'll move on now to round number 2, but before we do, we'll hear the rules for round number 2. Here's Rick Dunlap. He's coming up now to read us the rules. Rick?
In round 2, each team will answer 5 questions. Correct answers are worth 15 points each. There is no penalty for incorrect answers. And if all 5 questions are answered correctly, you'll be given a bonus question worth 25 points.
All right, Rick, thank you very much. Okay, we'll move on now to round number 2. We'll begin with the yellow team playing for Little Flower Tanzania, Jacob Shanahan and Joseph Dewar. Here we go, guys. Round number 2 starts right now. Question number 1, which New Testament book was written by a tax collector? Revelation, Letter of St. James, or Matthew?
Matthew.
You got it. Question number 2, this is an everlasting separation from God, reserved for those who freely and consciously reject him. Hell, the Dead Sea, or purgatory?
Hell.
You got it, hell. Question number 3, from the first book of Timothy, we are told that this is the root of all evil: gambling, love of money, or laziness?
Love of money.
Correct. Question number 4, at the end of the rosary, we normally pray a special prayer to Our Lady. What prayer is this? Hail, Holy Queen, Alleluia Mary, or Mamma Mia?
Hail, Holy Queen.
Definitely not Mamma Mia, that I can tell you. Question number 5, true or false? For a sacrament to be valid, incense must be used. True or false?
False.
It is false. Although incense is used at some of the sacraments, it is not necessary. All right, guys, you got all 5 of those right. Let's move on now to the bonus question. It's worth 25 points. Here we go. The judgment of all people by Christ at his second coming is called what? Rapture, last judgment, or parousia?
Last judgment.
You got it, Last Judgment, and that is a round 2 sweep. Jacob Shanahan and Joseph Dewar, congratulations. You now have 175 points. We'll move over now to the Guatemalan Mission Trip. Kate Blewas and Hannah Blewas, they are playing for that. Kate, you are the team captain. Here we go, ladies. Round number 2 starts right now. Question number 1, who is the ordinary minister of confirmation? Teacher, bishop, or deacon?
Bishop?
The bishop is the ordinary minister. However, an extraordinary minister would be the priest, which the priest can confirm at the Easter Vigil every year. Question number 2, true or false? Our souls will be reunited with our bodies after death at the final judgment. True or false?
True.
Absolutely true. Question number 3 from the Gospel of Mark. What did Jesus say that he would make Peter and Andrew? Kings, tent makers, or fishers of men?
Fishers of men.
You got it. Question number 4, the sacrament by which a baptized man and a baptized woman form a lifelong covenant to love each other and care for their children is what? Matrimony, baptism, or holy orders?
Matrimony.
Matrimony, that's it. Question number 5 from Matthew chapter 21. What kind of tree did Jesus condemn? The apple tree, the banana tree, or the fig tree?
Fig tree.
He did indeed condemn the fig tree. All right, ladies, you got all 5 of those right. We move on now to the bonus question. The spiritual union of all believers who form one body in Christ is called what? The magisterium, the communion of saints, or the apostles?
Communion of saints.
That is it. You got it. And that is a round 2 sweep. So just like that, the score is now tied at 175 points. Very good game, I can tell. This is indeed shaping up to be a very good game. We're just about ready to move into round number 3, but before we do, we always like to pause at this point in our game and thank our sponsors for making it possible for us to take the show on the road and to continue to play Catholic Challenge here throughout Northeast Ohio. Our sponsors for today's show are Ziegler Tire, St. Raphael Books and Gifts, Monty and Sharon McGregor, and a friend of the Living Bread Radio Network. So all 4 of our sponsors continue to step up, and they make it possible to support our Catholic faith and Catholic education here in Northeast Ohio. All right, we're ready now to move into round number 3. Once again, here's Rick Dunlap. He's going to read the rules for round number 3.
In round 3, each team will answer 5 questions. Correct answers are worth 20 points each. There is no penalty for incorrect answers, and if all 5 questions are answered correctly, you'll be given a bonus question worth 25 points.
Thanks, Rick. We'll begin with the yellow team. Jacob Shanahan and Joseph Dewar playing for Little Flower Tanzania. Here we go, guys. Round number 3 starts right now. What color of vestments does the priest wear on the Feast of a Martyr? White, blue, or red?
Red.
You got it. Question number 2. This priest was accused of trying to kill the future president of Mexico. As he faced the firing squad, he held out his arms in the form of a cross and said, "Viva Cristo Rey," meaning "Long live Christ the King." He was beatified in 1998. Is it Blessed Miguel Pro, St. Juan Diego, or St. Jose Maria?
Miguel Pro.
Blessed Miguel Pro, you got it. Question number 3, according to the Gospel of Matthew, Jesus gave us the Beatitudes from where? A valley, a mountaintop, or a prairie?
Mountaintop.
The mountaintop, you got it. Question number 4, who can serve as the celebrant of the Holy Mass? A deacon, a priest, or an altar server?
Priest.
Only the priest can serve as a celebrant. Question number 5, true or false? From the book of Exodus, there were 10 plagues sent upon the land of Egypt. The last plague sent by God was the hail that destroyed all their crops and killed the cattle. True or false?
False.
It is false, and of course we know that the 10th plague is the killing of the firstborn, which led to the Passover. All right, guys, you got all 5 of those right. Let's move on now to the bonus question. Here we go. The mystery of the Son of God becoming man is called what? Assumption, incarnation, or conception?
Incarnation.
Christmas, incarnation. All right, that is a round 3 sweep. Guys, you now have 300 unblemished points. It's really a good game. Let's move over now to the Blewas sisters. They are playing for Guatemalan Mission Trip. They now have 175 points, hoping to add to that. Here we go, ladies. Round number 3 starts right now. Question number 1. Who can forgive sins in the name of Christ through the sacrament of reconciliation? Priest, deacon, or televangelist?
Priest.
Only a priest, you got it. Question number 2 from the second book of Kings. Who was carried to heaven in a whirlwind? The Blessed Mother, Jesus, or Elijah?
Elijah.
You got it. Question number 3. This saint was born as Karol Wojtyła in Poland. He studied for the priesthood in an underground seminary during World War II. In 1978, he was elected the 264th Pope of the Catholic Church. And of course, he was canonized in 2014. Who is this? St. Junipero Serra, St. John Paul II, or St. Benedict?
St. John Paul II.
JP2, you got it. Question number 4, true or false? The Assumption is the mystery of Jesus Christ, the divine Son of God, becoming man. True or false?
False.
It is false. That mystery is the incarnation. The Assumption is Mary being assumed into heaven. Question number 5. The practice of voluntarily giving money or material goods for the aid of the poor and needy is called what? Tithing, almsgiving, or devotion?
Tithing.
They are saying that is wrong. No, the correct answer is almsgiving. We give alms during the season of Lent in particular, although we're called to do it at all times. All right, no worries, guys. You now have 255 points. Little Flower Tanzania, though, is in the lead with 300. It's time now for another quick timeout. When we come back, it is the challenge round. It's our final round of the game. Stay with us. You're listening to Catholic Challenge Live right here on the Living Bread Radio Network.
The Living Bread Radio app is perfect for those times when you are away from the listening area. Just search Living Bread Radio at Google Play or the iTunes Store. It's totally free and has lots of great features. Proclaiming the truth with the Living Bread Radio app.
And welcome back to Catholic Challenge Live right here on the Living Bread Radio Network. Once again, we are live at Little Flower Parish in Canton, and we've got 2 groups of young men and women that are doing a great job and testing their knowledge of the Catholic faith. The score is 300 to 255, so it's a very, very close game. It is time now for the challenge round. We want to invite back up Rick Dunlap. He's going to read the rules for us on the challenge round.
Our challenge round combines knowledge and speed. The first team to ring in may answer the question. If the answer is incorrect, no points are lost, but the other team will have the opportunity to hear the question in its entirety. Correct answers are worth 30 points each, and in case of a tie at the end of this round, we will have a tiebreaker question. The team with the most points at the end of this round will be awarded $200 for the organization they are playing for, and the losing team will be awarded $50 for the organization they are playing for. So contestants, get your buzzers ready. The challenge round starts now.
All right, Rick, thank you. Here we go, guys. Let's do it. Question number 1. What is the place that has a name meaning the place of the skull? Little Flower Tanzania.
Golgotha.
You got it. Question number 2. These are efficacious signs of grace, instituted by Christ and entrusted to the church, by which Little Flower Tanzania.
Would that be sacraments?
It is the sacraments, outward sign instituted by Christ, which give us grace. Question number 3. This is the last book of the New Testament. Guatemalan Mission Trip.
Revelation.
That's it. Question number 4. The invisible or spiritual part of a person that is immortal. Little Flower.
The soul.
Yeah, will live on after death in heaven, hell, or purgatory is the soul. Question number 5. Saints Louis and Zelly Martin were the first married couple to ever be canonized together. They were the parents of which saint? Little Flower Tanzania.
Saint Therese.
Saint Therese of Lisieux, the Little Flower, absolutely. All right, you guys are in the lead with 420 points. Guatemalan Mission Trip, you guys have 285 points. Here we go. Question number 6. When Mary saw Jesus in the garden after the resurrection, who did she think he was? Guatemalan Mission Trip.
An angel.
No, I will reread the question, and we will give Little Flower Tanzania the opportunity to answer. When Mary saw Jesus in the garden after the resurrection, who did she think he was?
The gardener.
That's it, the gardener. All right, that sound means we're running short on time, so this will be our last question of the game. Question number 7. St. Paul wrote, "The first man, Adam, became a living being. The last Adam, a life-giving spirit. Who is considered the second Adam?" Little Flower Tanzania.
Jesus.
Jesus Christ is considered the second Adam. All right, that is it. That's our game. So congratulations, our final score, Little Flower Tanzania 480, Guatemalan Mission Trip 285. So congratulations to Jacob Shanahan and Joseph Dewar. A donation of $200 will be made to Little Flower Tanzania on your behalf. And congratulations to Kate Blawas and Hannah Blawas. Ladies, a job well done. With 285 points, a donation of $50 will be made for that Guatemalan Mission Trip. Special thanks once again to our sponsors, Ziegler Tire, St. Raphael Books and Gifts, Monty and Sharon McGregor, and finally, a friend of the Living Bread Radio Network. They are responsible for all of our prize money. All right, don't forget to log on to livingbreadradio.com and our social media pages. I'm Michael Roberts, and until next time, do your part and defend the faith. We'll see you next week for another edition of Catholic Challenge right here on the Living Bread Radio Network.
You've been listening to Catholic Challenge Live, a production of the Living Bread Radio Network in Canton, Ohio. If you'd like to be a part of the program, email quiz@livingbreadradio.com. For a podcast of this show where you can listen on demand, go to livingbreadradio.com and join us next time for another edition of Catholic Challenge Live.